Hello guys, welcome to this part of the lesson. So in this lesson, we're going to be practically formatting our document of our book. We are going to be styling our book the way it should be, and we are going to uh, also design in the next lesson our back cover, our paperback, and other things that is remaining for us to get our book published. So if you remember what I said in the previous lesson about research, about paraphrasing your content, about browsing about the topics, about research with Kindle and other platforms like key dominator tools, keyword dominator tools. When we talked about keyword research, so it's actually very important that you do this research and know the keywords that are pertinent to your category. So this is a short book that I came up with during the course of this course. Is I named it "How to Be a Good Husband to Your Wife." So I just noticed something when we talked about something the other day. We used about this topic as an example. We saw this as the latest book, but I just refreshed my browser and I saw that this was published yesterday. So you can see that more and more people are publishing their books on Amazon Kindle every single day, every category. So you can see that the person price is $3.99, and this one is $4. This one is 9.99. So we're going to get down to business of the day. So the first thing I do is to make sure that I format the documents. I've shown you how to format these documents the right way, but I'm still going to repeat it so that I'll make sure it sticks with you, because this is actually a very important aspect of this Amazon Kindle stuff. So we're going to go over to, like I said in the previous lesson about this formatting documents, it depends on what you're using. Uh, I'm using WPS software, as you can see here. Is not conventional Microsoft this thing. So if you have Microsoft Word, it's basically the same process. If you're using WPS, it's basically the same process. I'll also be showing people that are using their mobile phones how to use their mobile phones and what they need to use in order to format their own books too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to page layout. You can see this is not what we want, so we're going to go to size. When we go to size, we're going to go to more paper sizes. Okay, so more paper sizes came in. If you remember what we said make sure that these things are changed to in inch and not in any of these other ones. So I'm going to actually fasten up because I've already taught you this. So if you are confused or you want to learn more about it, please go back to the lesson about formatting your documents. I'm going to go here, top should be 1, bottom should be 1, left should be 0.65, 0.65, 0.65, gutter position left, gutter width should be 0.2, 0.2, and we have our layouts, different, odd and even, from header 0.35, 0.35, and I think that's all we have for our document formatting. Just click OK. So that is our documents. Now I'm going to format my words to make sure that everything is the same font type and size. So I'm going to choose Times New Roman, and I'm going to choose 14, and I'm going to give it double line spacing. So once I give it double line spacing, you will see that it is more readable and attractive. So one important thing you have to remember when formatting your document, or when you're done writing your book and you want to format your document, is you want to come here and zoom out so that this thing will be in two columns, right? It will be in two columns. That's the easiest way to do it. So you'll be seeing the left and right paper. So there are things that we need to add before our book starts, and that will be our title page. We have our copyright page. We have our table of contents. So these three pages are very important. So what you have to do is you don't need to be clicking down, 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 down to enter another page. It's actually a very bad stuff to do, and you don't need to leave two spaces at once. So I'm going to put on this paragraph marks, locate your paragraph marks and click show hide. You can see these paragraph marks. That is what we use to determine if a document has more than one double space. So we're going to come here. To push this into the right, we're going to come to insert. When we click insert, we'll click breaks. So this break will give it uh, a fresh page, and we need, so this is going to be for our title. We'll break it again. This is going to be for our copyright. We break it again. This is going to be our table of contents. So our introduction is going to start here. So I'm going to just press enter and write introduction. So there is a particular way I format my headings. So you can just keep doing, maybe if you want to style it, you can just keep doing, coming here and then selecting the size of something that you want and centering it, right? Centering it, and then be bolding it. You can do that every time, or you can use this particular feature. Is in Microsoft Word, is in WPS. So this particular feature here, it gives you a style that is there for you to click and reuse each time that you want to. So that is what I brought to this side, right? I just clicked here. That is what I brought to this side. So what I use is I created a new style. This is how to create a new style. Once you come to, you can just come here, click here and click new style. But because mine is already here, I can just easily click new style and it will bring me here, and I can name it what I want to name it, Amazon heading, because I have, like, I use three levels of heading: heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, right? So that I will structure my table of contents properly. You will still see how that works in table of contents. So heading 1, style type, paragraph, style based on normal, yeah. So style for following paragraph, just put, you can just click heading 1 and center it and increase the font size if you want to, say 22, and decrease the line space between words, and click add to template. It's very important to click add to template, because if you don't click it, this is just going to be like one thing you did just once. It's not going to stick to these styles or here. So once you're done, I like to come here, come to font. I like to make it all caps so that I'll make sure that everything is in capital each time I use it. I'll click OK. So I'm not going to click OK because I already have an already formatted document that I use for it. So I will scroll up and you will see this Kindle head 1. So Kindle head 1 is more like my heading 1. Kindle head 2 is more like my heading 2, and Kindle sub is just like my heading 3. You can name it anything that you want. So I'll just click Kindle 1. You can see that it's changed this particular words formatting and it highlighted the particular style that I'm using here. So that's for my introduction. Let me give this a tab and I'll come to where I want to write my chapter 1. So that is basically going to be my introduction. So I'm looking for my chapter 1. Okay, so this is where I want to use as my chapter 1. So I'm just going to write chapter 1, right? And this is supposed to be the heading for the chapter. So what you have to understand is that everything that you're going to be writing, both your introduction, your chapters, as far as is a beginning of a chapter, right, or a beginning of a section, always make sure that it is on the right hand side of your document. This is very important. Make sure that if it's here, you push it here, right? Make sure that it's always at the, that is why we have this, if our cover page is here, our copyright is here, our table of contents is here, and then our table of contents runs into this page. And this introduction comes here. We're not going to leave it here. We're going to push it by clicking that page break that I taught you just a few minutes ago. Once you click these breaks, it's going to bring the introduction. Always make sure that the start of every chapter is on the right hand side. It's very important. So like this particular chapter now, we are going to push it to the right hand side by clicking breaks. Once you click breaks, it's going to come here. So I'm going to highlight it and give it my Kindle heading 1. You can see that. I'm going to give this my Kindle heading 2. Kindle 2. Yeah. So that is basically my formatting process. So I will go and look for my chapter 3. This is just a short book. You can see is you can write a book as short as 25 pages, 26 pages, 17 pages, 14 pages, 11 pages, right? It just depends on what you're working on. I've written books of 200 and something page, 100 and something page, so it totally depends on you. So this is supposed to be my chapter 3. Chapter 3. Did I use number or words in this one? Words or number? Number. So I'm going to be consistent with what I'm using. I'm going to just write chapter 2. So you can see that this one now, let's do a page break so that you understand what I was talking about. This page break, this chapter is supposed to start from here, but in KDP, always make sure that each chapter is starting from the right hand side. That is why you put this thing in 2 columns, to always make sure that this starts on the right hand side. So we're going to break it again to make sure that it's on the right hand side. You can leave this one empty because we don't have any use for it. So I'm going to tag this one a decent spouse. I'm going to give it Kindle 1. I'll give this Kindle 2. This makes easier so that you don't keep doing different things at different times. Let me reduce the page, the line break. Okay, it's 1 point. Alright, we'll go on. This is taking me more time because I am trying to talk while I do it. If I was doing it without trying to tell you what I'm doing, is actually very simple and straightforward. So I'm looking for where my chapter 3 should start. Let me number this properly. But 1. Where is the 2? This is 3. Where is the 2? Number 2, number 2, number 2. Number 2. I'm going to give this one Kindle Sub. Let me give it Kindle. So, alright. Number one, fantasies begin of induced Wi-Fi diminishes. That's number one. Where is number two? Okay, if I don't say number two, I will just use number three as number two. Number three as number two. Number three as number two. Number four as number three. Number five as number four. Number six as number five. So because it's five, I'm going to go up and change that six to five. You have to be careful of all these type of stuff, right? I'm going to change it to five. Okay, we are done with that one. So there's another count that started. Three, four, five. Okay. See, this is double spacing, so we're just going to delete one. Three. Okay, this is supposed to be a Kindle sub, a subheading. This is supposed to be number one. No, not six. We're going to restart numbering. I just right clicked on it and just clicked restart numbering so that it will start from number one again. Number one, this should be number two. And we have number three. Number it properly. We have number four. And number four. We have number five. We have number six. We have number six. We have number seven. We have number eight, right? We have number nine. You can fast forward this video. It's just basically trying to get my document in order, right? But make sure you don't miss anything important here because this is very important in your Amazon Kindle journey. This is double line space, so delete one. Characteristics, what chapter is this again? It's supposed to be chapter 3, right? Chapter 2. Chapter 2, wow. Chapter 2. chapter 2. Let me use this as chapter 3. Chapter 3. Let me use this as Kindle head 1. Let me ask it as a question and use it as Kindle 2. So we're going to break our page because we don't want that there. We want it to start on a new page. We'll click break and we don't want it on the right, right? And we don't want it on the left, right? So we click again to take it on the right. So that's what we want. That's chapter 3. This is double line. Delete one. Let's make this Kindle sub, right? We are in chapter 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, we'll make this a sub. Anything that looks like a topic or something that has a paragraph, make sure to make it bigger than the others so that it will stand out, right? So we're going to properly number this. Now that's number 1. That's number 1. Restart numbering. That's number 2. That's number 2. That's number 3. That's number 3. You can see that this has double space. We delete one. And that's number 4. That's number 4. That's number 5. So we have 5 warming gestures towards your wife. Okay. We can make this one chapter 4. Chapter 4. Make it Kindle head 1. Kindle head 1. And we break it so that it will enter the other page and exactly where we want it to be. We want it on the right, right? So we come down and write be a better. All these things are coming out from my head. So it just depends on what you want to write about and how you got your materials, right? Make a sub. So we can make this in a sub. Okay, I didn't highlight all of them. Make it a sub. Okay, step 1. That's step 1. Okay, so we want to make sure that the steps are properly done. So we make this A, right? And let's make it each word is. So my keyboard, I'm just pressing Shift F3. You can try that with yours. It works. So 1, we have 2. Supposed to be B, right? Remember? B, and we make it sentence case. And we have C. We have C. C sentence case. We have D sentence case. We have E sentence case. We have F sentence case. We have G. Let's make a sentence case first. We have G sentence case. We have H sentence case. I hope you're understanding what I'm doing. Your documents is not necessarily going to be the same thing or you use the same formatting, but I'm giving you an example of how to work this. Your own might not be numbered like this, it could just be any other thing, right? Could be bullet points. It doesn't really matter. So this is step 2. This is step 3. Step 1 is capital letter. Step 1. Okay, let's make that capital. So what is step 2? Step 2, you ought to be capital. Step 3 ought to be capital. Step 4, where are you? Step 5. I think that's the final step. Yeah. And the conclusion should be our chapter 5. So we're going to push it to the right, which is where we want it to be. Insert, breaks, chapter 5. Give it Kindle head 1. Conclusion, we give it Kindle head 2. Yeah. And we give it a little space. So that is basically our book. It's total of 68 pages, right? So we're going to go back. Chapter, let's make sure that all the chapters are in place. Introduction, chapter 1. Chapter 1, chapter 2. Yeah. Chapter 2, chapter 3. Yeah. Chapter 3. Chapter 4. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, chapter 4 and chapter 5. Okay, that's conclusion. Chapter 5, conclusion. Yeah, so that is what we have. So in this one, we're going to be inserting our table of contents. So how you insert your table of contents is you just come to, if you're using WPS, come to references. Come to references, you come to table of contents, right? It could be the same thing with Microsoft Word. Just come to table of contents. Like I said, we were entering 3 deep headings. We have heading 1, heading 2, and heading 3. So that is how we're going to be entering it in our table of contents. So we're going to go to level 1, level 2, level 3, right? So I'm going to click that, click yes, and it insert my table of contents. Let me check my heading 3. I don't know why it's supposed to bring out heading 3, heading 3, heading 3. This is heading 5. Who made it heading 5? Let me try that again. So I'm going to come here inside level 3. Yeah. So I'm going to change this to table of contents because that is what it is, right? Yeah, so table of contents. I'm going to style it. I'm going to format it. So I'm going to give it Times New Roman. Times New Roman. I'll make it 14. And then for the rest, I will just simply give it a line spacing of 1.5 and increase it to say 11. I don't want it to enter another page. Let's make it 14. 14 is okay. So that is our table of contents. You see how easy it was to insert it. So for our copyright, we're just simply going to write copyright at 2022. And what do you still remember the name that we're going to be using for this? We said Professor, but I want to change it to Dr. Amanda Frey, right? You remember that? And then we'll come here and say all rights reserved. So that is basically our copyright page. So I'm just going to make it centered and I'll give them space. Let me give them 2.0 space and I will increase it and then I'll bring it down, right? I'll bring it down. Here is supposed to be our what's it called? Our title page. So what is the name of our book again? There was a place I wrote this down. Let me check my notepad. I wrote this thing down somewhere. Idea for Kindle publishing, idea for Kindle publishing. Let me check this one. No, that is not the one. How to be a good husband. There was a name I researched for this book. I don't know where. Okay, these are the categories I researched that I'm going to put it in. I can't remember where I left this now. Okay, the name was in the formatted description that we gave. We said how to be an amazing husband, 10 tips from truly happy women about their husband and their surprises. So this is the name that I came up for this book. So I'm just going to copy it, come here and paste it. And just like that. Uh, by no, uh, by what's the name again? Dr. Amanda Frey. I'm just going to highlight all of them, make it centered, and give it a little bit of space between each other. Actually, they're not going to need a little more space. And then this is the heading. This is going to be more pronounced. It's going to be bigger than every other thing here. So I'll give it this font type. I will make it big. I'll make sure that it is all capital. Make it bigger, bigger. Actually, I'm going to reduce this size between itself. So I'm going to increase it more. Let me work on this one. So I'm going to work on this one. Dr. Amanda Frey. Bring it down a little bit. How to be an amazing husband. And so that is how I'm going to leave this one. How to be an amazing husband. 10 tips. Is it 10 tips? Let me actually coin something. From real people. How to make your wife love you more and have a happier marriage or relationship. So this actually contains some valid keywords. Let me make it sentence case. Reduce the line between. Okay, so this is title, right? And this is our author. This is our copyright page. This is our table of contents. And then let's make sure that everything is in place. Every chapter is by the right hand side. So, introduction, you see what I'm saying? You said this came to this place now and your introduction went to the left instead of being on the right. So what we can do is we can reduce the the line space between this one so that it can go back to right. We can just call this one back. So we keep checking one, yeah, one is in good position. Why is everything centered? That's not right. When did this happen? Okay, still centered. Okay, I'm just going to pause the video and reformat this. Okay, so I'm done with the formatting. Look at how we format our Kindle document. So the first one should be the title page, how to be an amazing husband, and then followed by the subtitle and then the name of the author. Then the next page should be about the copyright page, and this is the format that I use. Then the next one should be your table of contents, right? Table of contents is important. If you don't have table of contents, Amazon will not accept your book. So we have the introduction. After the introduction, we have our chapters. Each chapter should be on the right. It doesn't matter if the left page is empty. If it's empty, let it be empty. But let the next chapter be on the right. Every chapter should start from the right hand side of your page. That is why we put this document in two columns so that we'll be seeing two papers at a time, right? Go down for chapter 2. Make sure everything is in place. You can see that this one is empty, but we still pushed chapter 2 to the right. We have chapter 2, we have chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3, chapter 3. We have chapter 4. We have chapter 4. We have chapter 4. You can see that every chapter is on the right hand side of the screen. We need to see chapter 5, which is the last one. That's the last one. So you can see that our Kindle book is ready, and this didn't take me time to prepare. I just did some research and put things together, and that is my Kindle, and it's a total of 68 pages after formatting. So I'm going to save this document, and I'm going to copy this so that I'll rename it properly. So I'll close this, and so in the next lesson after this, the next lesson is how to we're going to design our cover, our Kindle cover and our paperback, and I will show you how to handle it right here in the next lesson. The same format that we are going to be using is the same format you're going to be using your smartphone to do it, but I'll still show you how to do the same thing with your smartphone. So I'll see you in the next lesson. If you don't really understand everything in this video, I will advise that you go through it again and make sure that you internalize and digest every single thing here, because this is a very important aspect of it. I will see you in the next lesson.